Hello friends, welcome to your first reading of 2018. Your first reading by me, at least, Sailor Solitaire. I want to thank you all for joining me. I appreciate your time and I hope that our session today is valuable to you. I do hope that all of you are transitioning very nicely into this new calendar year. I send you all positivity, love, and light. Please remember that this is a general reading. So if you would like a personal reading with me, you can purchase a reading on my site, sailorsolitaire.com, or via my Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/sailortarot. The links are in the description box because they are a mouthful. All those little links will be found in the description box. Deep breaths, everybody. Let's get started. Alright, Leos, let's get to your reading. We do have this Two of Swords coming up, and it is covering this Empress in the reverse position. Okay, so right away, Leos, I do feel like you are at a stalemate of some sort. This could be for those of you in a relationship with your partner, and it's preventing you from reaching that next level with your partner. And for those of you who are seriously committed to your partner, this is preventing you from conceiving or from deciding to have a family, or maybe not so literally about fertility, but this card does implicate fertility and things coming to fruition. So maybe this has to do with a project you've been working on. There's something that is preventing it from fully blossoming into what you want it to. And this is because of differences in opinions or differences in value, differences in morals or ethics, or just habits, like lifestyle differences that are getting in the way of actually pushing forward and having what you want manifest and develop in the physical world. So this Two of Swords could also mean for those of you Leos who are, who don't have those problems in regards to love, this could be you wrestling with yourself. You can see here this Two of Swords card is, this woman here is blindfolded. She's got two swords. She's protecting her heart like this. She is guarded. She doesn't know what to do, where to go, and it's almost like she's hiding out. She's protecting herself with these two swords, but really she doesn't look ready for combat. She doesn't look ready to fight. She's still debating, wrestling certain ideas in her head. And you can even see here these two birds are kind of, they to me give the illusion of chaos, the feeling of chaos. And it's, there's two different directions that you could be going, maybe more than two different directions, and you really can't differentiate between what you want, in regards to those two options. So it's almost like if you were to make a pro-con list for these two options, they stack up pretty nicely against each other, and man, it's hard. It's a tough call. So I feel like this Empress card in reverse, it's a card of fertility normally, and when it comes reverse, this is like you are entitled to a lot. You are entitled to having your goals develop and manifest, and you deserve to see them to completion. But there is something blocking you right now, and that is your own desire, your own will. So your thoughts are really at odds with each other, and it's almost like you can see yourself in either situation, in either outcome. And so it's really a toss-up, and I can feel very strongly that you guys you want both of these things so much in different ways. They're different, but I feel like they could give you happiness in either case. So it's definitely close, And before you actually can complete either of them, you will have to make a decision. So you can't try to do everything at once. It will slow you down. And I feel like when you do commit to something, either decision, either outcome, it will happen. Things will fall in place pretty easily and pretty smoothly. But until then, obviously, it's not going to happen, until you make a decision, until you can definitively say, this is what I want. So I do feel like one option is leaves you more vulnerable, leaves you more open. And I feel like that is the main con for that one. But I feel like you guys can feel that it has a lot of potential to make you happy. So some of you are at a crossroads, you are facing a dilemma. And you will have to take off the blindfold. You will have to stop hiding and actually start making decisions and preparing yourself and taking action. Nothing is going to come to you unless you make up your mind. Okay. Now this will be for the rest of the month. So this is from mid-January till the end of January, beginning of February. We do have a new moon around the middle of the month, around the 16th, in Aquarius. And we do have a full moon at the end of the month, the very end of the month, in your sign, Leos. So there are a lot of things that are waiting to be released for you. And hopefully we can help you out, provide you with some guidance. But ultimately, it does have to come from within, come from you. I mean, the world and, people who help you can try to show you the answers, try to show you the way, but if your eyes are closed, I mean, no one can force you to see anything. No one can force you to understand what needs to be done. All right. So for Leos, for the rest of the month, tarot, help us. All right. So the first card is going to represent the overall energies at play for this time period, and give or take, it might extend, it might pour into February, and this might have already been happening to you in the beginning of January. But let's see the major themes, major lessons for you, Leos. Okay, the Nine of Swords. So right away, I got in my head, I heard taking time out. Okay, and I also heard being more worried. So I know that's a weird message, this card to me, when it comes up, the Sign of Swords, this is like, okay, you guys are overthinking things. Okay, you need to just relax a little bit and take some time off, take a time out. But I feel like for you, Leos, now at this time, this Nine of Swords is saying that you maybe should be just a tiny bit more worried, in a sense, not worried, in a negative, unnecessary, dysfunctional way, but I feel like there are some things that you push down or you kind of ignore, you brush off, that really are screaming for your attention. And there's something that you need to address. I don't know what it is. I don't know why there's something I hate to feel. I hate to be nagging you guys, and I'm not trying to judge or anything like that, but I do implore you guys to see what you guys have been putting off, ignoring, and, you know, being brave, being courageous like Leos are, and actually facing that ickiness, facing your fear head on. I feel like for some of you Leos, you have been going through a lot, and your mind has been your worst enemy these days. And it's almost like your worries, your fears are your safety blanket. They're in your comfort zone, so you don't really want to leave them. It's almost like Stockholm syndrome with your insecurities. You've just been around them so much, you know, they've been there for you, and you don't want to give them up, okay? Because it's scary, it's not very comfortable, it's new territory, and, you know, I feel like you guys feel like you're living, you know, a good life, you guys have good times, and everything's fine, everything's working out for you. But I think I said this in the last video for December, and into January, that, you know, you guys could be doing a lot better. And what I mean by that is that there are just so many blessings for you guys just within your reach, but you guys are like that Two of Swords, you know, you're guarding yourself, you're not really reaching out and accepting and embracing the full potential of what you guys could be doing. And that's something that, you know, is just a disservice to yourself. You need to be good to yourself and you know, push yourself further in more mental and in personal ways, like work on your personal development more than outside things, you know, social status things, material things, things that are more outward based. Okay, you have to work on, number one, work on yourself a little bit more, and then you'll see just how amazing, I mean, things could be going amazingly for you outside, but when the outside matches just how good you feel on the inside, or I should say when the inside, when you know, when you're by yourself late at night, when there's no one else around, when you don't have anything, there's no one who can, you know, stroke your ego, when it's just you and your soul and all those scary thoughts, when that matches how glamorous and how perfect and how amazing your outward life is, man, everything is just in alignment, and you have no idea how good it feels and how attractive that is to more abundance, to more success. All right, so the next card, Leos, is going to be something that you guys want to take note of, something that, you know, you should pay a bit more attention to. So be on the lookout for this. Don't miss out on death. Okay, so if you've been watching all this time, and if you're a fan of tarot at all, you know this death card is a blessing. It is not a curse. It is not a negative omen, especially in the upright position. So this death card means transformation is at your fingertips and at your disposal. This death card is something, is an opportunity. It's transformation, like I said. So don't miss out on opportunities to learn, opportunities to grow. So if somebody is asking you to do something and, you know, you just out of laziness or boredom or fear or whatever, all these negative emotions, and they're preventing you from just saying yes, and from maybe helping somebody out, or maybe taking a class in something, or being open to learning about something else, something new, or you know, maybe a new technique, a new approach to something that, you know, you've been doing for a long time and you feel like you're an expert at it, so you're not going to listen to anybody else. Any opportunity for growth and for learning and for improving yourself, say yes. Don't say no. There are times when I tell people, you know, say no to opportunities because they will be too good to be true. But here, you want to look out for opportunities and just grab them all. Just say yes. I mean, within reason, obviously. Use your heads, but when that little voice in your head is saying, no, I don't want to do this. No, this is useless to me. No, this doesn't do anything for me. So why should I do it? You know, why should I waste my time on this? Do it, because I promise you something good will come. I do feel like it's more or less related to your personal development, and there might be a shift in your mindset, a shift in your energy even, where finally things start to make a little bit more sense. And I feel like that will kind of launch you into, you know, into a path that is going to benefit you a lot, and that is going to be something that you wanted. Like, you might have been working towards something and you've been doing this way, and then an opportunity comes along that is totally unrelated, you know, you don't even think much of it, but then it actually gets the gears rolling, and then this has actually presented you with a solution to what you've been slaving away for. And you know, all it takes is like that one moment of clarity in your mind to actually understand what to do and what direction to take from here. So these two cards are pretty similar. You can see the lady here on the tombstone, and she's resting her head on a rock, okay, resting on solid earth. So I do feel like some of you Leos are clinging onto things that are comfortable, your anchor, things that ground you, which is, you know, which is not a bad thing. But I do feel like like your tendency to cling, to clutch, and to dig your heels is happening because you guys are afraid of change, afraid of something that is happening to you. But I do feel like you don't want to miss out on these opportunities that are in front of you, because it is that simple, it is that quick. And yes, you'll have some growth pains, but it's better than living in fear. It's better than living with regret, in my opinion. So yes, you can rest your head, guys, and you can, you know, hold on to things that are safe and comfortable. But these two cards really are encouraging you guys to get with the program, to change, to be open to change your outlook, your approach, your technique, and to really see what's out there, to put yourself out there more, and change and transform yourself, so that you can accept this just this new version of yourself, which is so much happier and just more in alignment. And I feel like things for you guys, I feel like it's reversed. It's like your outside world is relatively good, but inside, and what I mean by that is, you know, be grateful for what you have regardless. You know, everyone is on different journeys, different paths, different stages of their development. So be grateful, because I do feel like you have a lot to be thankful for in your outside world. But regardless of that, your inside world is quite dreary, quite bleak, and so I do feel like once you just start to align yourself with the blessings that you have, it will just attract so much more, and, you know, have that snowball effect. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. We're going to get to the next card, which is going to be general advice for you guys. Okay, this Knight of Wands. So this is fire energy. We did have air energy here. Death card. This is usually water energy, very intense emotions. So we do have very free-flowing energies here. Although with these two cards, you are clinging to, this could be, you know, the rocks are earth energy, earth element, and this could be you clinging to material things, material life, the physical plane with the death card, and it's like you need to move past that. You need to find value in things that are not so tangible, and try to find your own value, and prescribe your own value to things instead of letting your ego and letting society, letting status decide that. So this Knight of Wands, as general advice to me, this Knight of Wands, well, this usually represents Sagittarius energy. So this is, you know, expansive energy. This is free-spirited energy, which is great. I do feel like this is telling you to keep an open mind, to always be looking to expand your horizons, expand your belief systems, your thoughts, your lifestyle, your behavior patterns. You know, be open to making them bigger and better, or, you know, making them more simple, refining them, and maybe cutting out, you know, all that doesn't really, that is just fluff, you know, cut out the filler. So this Knight of Wands is action. Okay, it's a card of action. This is a card of fire and passion, and of course you guys are Leo signs, so this makes sense. You want to play on your strengths, but also be open to expanding that, and things that may have been your weaknesses, or things that you thought were your weaknesses, and things that you have been fearing and scared of and insecure about, you can actually turn them into your strengths. Okay, and you'll look back in a year or two or a couple months from now, and you're gonna laugh at how scared you were, because, I mean, you took that, hopefully, took your insecurities and your fears, and you actually turned them into a plus. Okay, you went from negative to positive. You guys are very capable of that, especially with this death card. You know, this is a card of transformation, and this is very intense energy. This is a major arcana card, and this comes when you are in a period of transformation. Okay, a lot of things can change, and so don't be surprised, and don't underestimate yourself and think that there's no way that, you know, I can have this, because you're just going to turn around one day soon and you're going to notice how much you've actually changed, how much you've accomplished. Okay, so don't sell yourself short, and even if you do kind of big yourself up and you big your ego up, and other people around you are doing that for you on the outside, we all know, again, when everyone's gone, when lights are out, when you're in your bed and it's just you alone with your thoughts and your demons, you know, how afraid are you, and how confident are you actually in yourself? Because this card, actually all these cards, do indicate a little bit of hesitancy, a little bit of fear for change, for the future, but maybe you guys need to be a little bit more confident when you're alone at night, when you're alone with your demons. Okay, so you can, you know, you can defend yourselves when it comes to people in your life, your friends or your enemies or your family, whatever. You can be like, no, I'm going to do this. I have these things. And you say all these things and you're so confident. But then when you get home or when you're alone, you think, oh, maybe not, maybe not. You have to have that same level of confidence with yourself, because that's when it really matters. And that's what I mean about personal growth, personal development, and really believing in yourself, you know, regardless of everybody else. All right, Leo, so the next card is going to represent the potential outcome for you guys for the rest of this month. And this is usually, of course, closer to the end of the month, around the full moon in your sign. All right. Wow, the Five of Cups. Okay, so this Five of Cups initially is a card of lack, of, you know, getting rid of things. Okay, so this can indicate, you know, a loss. So I do feel like for some of you, you will lose friends, you will lose, you know, fans, followers, I don't know. You will lose people who, maybe this could even be like people who are in your circle, your outer circle usually, but maybe your inner circle, who are there for you. But then when you actually start making this change in yourself and you transform, people are going to either be afraid of it, or they're going to be angry about it, they're going to be envious about it, or, you know, they're just not really going to understand it. So you will feel initially a sense of loss, okay? I do feel like for some of you, for some of these people, they will come back. This is just very, you know, the initial reaction is going to be like, wow, I, you know, feel kind of stupid now. I feel lonely because I've changed and I feel so happy about this change, but other people are not really responding to it well. I do feel like this is a sort of karmic test, I guess, to see, you know, are you just going to run back because of your insecurities? Are you going to, you know, turn around and go back to your old ways, or, you know, or what's it called? You know, playing yourself down and dumbing yourself down for other people's approval. Okay, so that's kind of the test here. I feel like at the end, when you make this change, is your, because obviously you can try to change your habits and your thought patterns and say, I'm going to be more confident, I'm not going to care what people think. But, you know, we've been thinking like this our whole lives. It's just ingrained in us, and it is, I feel like, a natural instinct to care about what people think about you. So yes, naturally that is going to happen. You are going to have a little bit of a reaction, you know, when you grow, when you break out of your shell and when you shed your skin. There is going to be some feeling of sadness and possibly isolation and, you know, nostalgia for who you've been. But that's normal. You know, you don't need to freak out about it. Just know that when you are feeling this way, that is when you need to be your strongest. That is when you really need to, you know, stand tall in what you believe in and what you've learned and who you are and what you stand for. And again, I do feel like some people will come back. And for some people, it could take them decades, years to finally make peace. You know, everyone's journey is different. Just focus on yourself and don't be scared. I do feel like you will experience some sort of loss. This could be a positive thing. However, this could be a loss in, you know, negative traits, vices. But I feel like this is normal, this is natural. You can mourn the loss and then move on and continue. And that's life. Overall, major changes, you just need to bring that same energy, that same fire that you know, that you exude, and that you fire that you spit, I guess. When it comes to other people and in your outside world, you need to bring that same energy and that same confidence to your own self. So I do hope that those readings were helpful to you, valuable to you. And if you have any questions at all, any comments, anything you want to share, please don't be shy. I love getting comments from you, and I reply to each and every comment. So thank you for those of you who have been commenting. It's been a pleasure to know that my readings are resonating with you guys. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please check my shop and my site. You'll find the links to that in the description box below. So thanks again. I wish you all so much happiness, love, and light. And I'll see you guys in February.